Welcome to the Lavesh Show. Now, this past weekend was the 24 hours of Le Mans, but I'm not going to cover it. But I can tell you that Ferrari won this year. This marks the 11th Le Mans victory. On to Formula One news now. A major statement was made by Toto Wolff recently, in which he told Sky Sports that Kimi Antonelli plays a huge part in the future of Mercedes and that Carlos Sainz deserves a seat, but it seems as though the Spaniard will not be joining the Silverstone based outfit in the near future. Toto also made mention that the team is trying to reinvent themselves, but they have not taken a decision for next year as of yet. But they also did not want to keep Sainz waiting. That being said, I think it's super safe to say that Antonelli will be racing next to George Russell from 2025. Moving on to another youngster now, who's taken the F1 world by storm. Oliver Bearman will be driving one of the Haas cars during this coming weekend's first free practice session. This will not be Bearman's first run in a Formula One car though, having driven for Haas in previous practice sessions. He has also made waves after standing in for Carlos Sainz in Saudi Arabia after the Spaniard's appendix operation that left him out of the weekend's main race. Bearman managed to score points for himself after the run in Saudi Arabia, which sees him above 8 of the current drivers. The third youngest, who has made many a list for a permanent seat for 2025, is Jack Doohan. Doohan is rumored to be the preferred option for Alpine next year, after the team recently announced that Esteban Ocon will no longer be with the team after 2024. The team have yet to announce whether Pierre Gasly is to remain with them as well. In an interview with Sky Sports F1, Alpine boss Bruno Femin made mention that Doohan is definitely amongst the list to secure the Alpine seat, and with the team already down a driver, the chances of Gasly retaining his seat is becoming more of a possibility, and Doohan joining him is even higher. I know I mentioned that Haas may be looking at signing Oliver Bearman, but that does not mean that the team are set for 2025 as of yet. Nico Hulkenberg is set to leave the American side after securing a lucrative deal with Kicksober that sees him being the first driver that Audi have signed ahead of their Formula One entry in 2026. Kevin Magnussen has had a rather rough year after racking up numerous penalty points since the start of the season, which means that his seat is not entirely guaranteed. During an interview at the Canadian Grand Prix, Magnussen was asked what the team has communicated with him regarding his future with them, and he said that Haas told him that they are not in a rush. To me, that just seems like a nice way of telling K-Mag that his time is up with them and he must rather look for other employment elsewhere. Williams team principal James Vowles has offered up the opinion that he feels that Logan Sargent needs to do more to retain his seat for 2025. He has, however, also stated that he has noticed an improvement in the American's performance during his first season in F1. On the other hand, teammate Alex Albon has signed an extension of his contract till 2026, which was announced recently. Eyes are still on Carlos Sainz, who has had a very interesting season so far. He has had a DNF, a win, and 3 podium finishes, yet still does not have a team to go to in 2026 after Ferrari decided to drop the Spanish driver at the start of the season in favor of Lewis Hamilton, who is yet to finish in the top 3 this season. I initially placed Sainz at Red Bull during my driver prediction episode, but the Austrians have since renewed the contract of Sergio Perez, who I'll get to in a minute. My other potential move choice for Sainz was to Sauber, who have only confirmed Nico Hulkenberg for next year. This still leaves a space open, and I think that they may just let go of Zhou Guanyu if Sainz decides to accept an offer from them. Zhou is a major access point to the Chinese market though, and from a financial standpoint, I think that this might be a reason for them to keep him. That leaves Sainz with a possibility to move to RB or Aston Martin. I'm starting to think that I was wrong about Lawrence Stroll, as they have still not announced that Lance will stay with the team or go. RB, on the other hand, could see Sainz with a move to them. in preparation for a move to the main team at a later date, maybe after 2026, when Perez's new contract. Perez, Perez, Perez. What can I say about the Mexican Red Bull driver? Everyone knows that I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, and I mean, his performance of late makes me doubt the decision by Red Bull and doubt people who still feel that he is deserving of his seat next to Max Verstappen. The guy has seen a dismal performance of late, having come out 8th in Imola and DNF'd in the past two races. What Red Bull have planned though for him and for the rest of the team is yet to be seen, especially with other teams starting to close the gap and Perez dropping his form. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening to the Lavesh Show.